Welcome everybody, this is Edgardo, Balentine.
And this is Scott DiGregorio, and welcome to the Real Estate of Tomorrow podcast, where we're going to discuss the rapidly changing landscape of the real estate industry.
And the steps that you need to take today in order to survive tomorrow.
Look, I'm going to give you the perspective of a 25-year veteran, somebody who has been there and done that.
Which is a slime for all fart, okay?
Screw you, man.
Look, I'm going to give you a fresh perspective from somebody that's applying those steps today.
So that basically means you're young and you don't know shit.
All right, let's get this started. Welcome to the Real Estate of Tomorrow podcast. This is Edgardo Balentine, and you are?
Scott DiGregorio. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, man? So I'm excited about this. I know we say that a lot, but this is something that we've been implementing for a long time. It's been a year and a half, a year now. It's changed, it's revolutionized the way that we have started to get business, or we've been getting business for the past year. And for the first time, we are actually able to offer it to everybody. It's not something that we are doing in our own business. We can actually offer it to everybody. So this is called?
It's called ContentDay.ai.
ContentDay.ai, baby.
Bro, I got to tell you though, like when we were thinking through how this conversation is going to go, there's a vulnerability that is on me to share with everybody that is a little uncomfortable, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Let's get, it's just you and I, bro. Nobody else is in this room. Just get
me,
uncomfortable.
you, and our 6 listeners.
No, don't worry about that. It's not like this is on video.
So get us started on the beginning of the journey. So I want everybody to understand everything that led to what this is, because I think that backstory is critical.
Look, how back do I go? When I started in the business, back in 2000 and something. No, but seriously, we have always understood that doing videos and getting on social media and being out there is an important part of the business. I remember the first time I came to your office.
I didn't always know.
Yeah, okay. Well, I remember the first time I came to your office, or one of the first times I came to your office, I said, hey man, what do you think about me putting some videos on Instagram and on Facebook? And I think your answer was, I don't know what the fuck Instagram is, but go ahead.
Yeah. My answer was, I don't know what you just said, but give it a shot.
Look, the truth is, I was new to the business, and I thought to myself, I own a house. I consider myself a smart guy. I have a bachelor's degree, which now I know is useless, but back then I was pretty proud about it. And there were every single day that I was, especially the first 2 years, I was amazed by something I learned. I was like, holy shit, I didn't know that you could do this, or I didn't know that was possible. Oh, I didn't know that was a bad thing to do or a good thing to do. And I'm like, if I don't know this, probably a lot of people don't know this, and I should let everybody know about this. Not just people that I know, one-to-one, not just people that I don't know, one-to-one cold, but just everybody, one-to-many, right? So I started making a bunch of videos of kind of like because I didn't know. And that started getting some traction. And as somebody that was brand new to the industry and I didn't know anything, doing videos on the things that I learned actually started making people perceive me as if I actually, one, knew what I was doing, which I didn't know, which I didn't know at all. And number two, that I was, I don't want to say more successful than I was, but I was more, more knowledgeable, more successful.
They think you're more successful.
That I was successful than I was. So I started ramping up on videos. And
I jumped on the bandwagon.
You jumped on the bandwagon, and then what happened? It worked.
It worked
really well. People started to ask us to speak in events. You were already a speaker, but people started to ask me to speak in events and things like that. And we get so busy with this.
We did the smartest thing we possibly could have done.
We stopped.
You stopped doing it.
It worked so well that we thought to ourselves, you know what? Let's just focus on the business and not do this.
And look, we're saying that in jest, but let's be honest. That plagues salespeople.
Yes.
That's a thing.
It's a fact.
Yeah, that's a thing in real estate. It's a thing in lending. It's a thing in everything. Like, that is part of sales.
So it's the roller coaster that everybody talks about, but it's a self-inflicted roller coaster. You do something, gives you so much success that you're busy, then you focus on closing the deals that you have, so you stop doing the activities, and then that happened. Now, this was when the market crashed.
Right.
Okay? When the market crashed. So what happened, Scott? I'd like to hear from your story.
So the market crashed, and although we've done so many things together, there are times where we veer in our
Especially
direction.
that time.
Yeah.
Especially at that time.
And look, I
There's a
looked at
tactical separation
yeah, it would,
of this is how you're going to attack this, and this is how I'm going
Right.
to attack this.
and my plan was to go after I would only speak to big teams and big producers and that type of thing. There was a minimum production number that they had to do in order for me to try to do business with them. And you still kept doing your thing and going after the masses and everything. And bro, I lost so much money. I mean, just the truth of it, right? Like I lost so much money. And I remember talking to you a couple times going, do you think I'm doing this right? And your answer was always the same. I think long-term you win, but short-term you're getting killed.
Sorry.
And that went on for 8 months. And I was losing some months tens of thousands of dollars a month. You know, I have, you know, we've since merged, but I had a big team with lots of salaries and a huge marketing budget and all this other stuff. And I remember, look, I should probably tell just a quick origin story. So when the first 10 years of my life, I was, my father had a business and we were pretty wealthy. And when I was 10 years old, he lost that business. And within about 6 months, I was plunged into poverty. We couldn't afford food. And I remember as a little boy, literally 11, 12, 13 years old, thinking to myself, I will never do this to my kids. And then thankfully, I've been smart with investments and money and lived below my means and everything. But I remember waking up one morning in the beginning of December and looking at the finances and thinking, shit, this is gonna start to get dicey. And I remember I went to work that day and I worked my ass off that day, like 15 hours. And I went home and I went to go to bed and I couldn't friggin' sleep. And all my mind was filled with was, I'm gonna do that to my kids. And I tossed and turned all night and I woke up in the morning and what I needed to do was so obvious. And what I needed to do was so freaking difficult. Because the right thing to do was to take a big old slice of humble pie, choke that shit down, call you, who had been my student for years, and go, bro, I need help, teach me.
And I was like, content day, bro.
So I was like, what are you doing? What am I not doing? Like, just help me. And that's how we've joined forces on this content day journey.
And look, this is the thing. I was able to, you know, have a different experience throughout those times because I went back to what I did when I started.
Which was not that many years before.
Which was not that many years before, which is a lot easier for me, right? It's a lot easier to just go back to, okay, you know, things are tough. Things were tough back there. And if back then nobody knew who I was and I didn't really have the feedback loops to even be good about answering the questions and helping all these people and that I know now, if I do the same activities that I did before that got me from 0 to something, well, I assume that those same activities should give me a higher percentage of wins right now. So I started doing the same things that I did before. The difference is, and again, going back to feedback loops and things like that, is I took a different approach to the videos, right? And I went to optimize the videos. I went to think, okay, back then I was talking about things that were interesting to me. Now I need to think about things that are interesting to somebody that's buying or selling a house, because now, you know, they're not necessarily the same thing because I've been in it for so long. And I need to make it something that's big enough for somebody to stop and watch. I need to deliver the message so that somebody continues to watch and somebody watches again, because otherwise it's just clickbaity and nobody watches me again. They only watch me one time, they make a decision that I suck and then they never watch again. And then I need to add a call to action. So I added a business view, a business mindset to the actual content. And when I communicated that with you, we started crafting this idea of, okay, let's take it to the next level. Let's optimize for quantity now, right? Because one of the things that I know that you were very focused on was, if this is working for you now, that the market is low, once the market picks up, this is actually going to continue to work, right? Like you even said, like, well, okay, if this is working now that everything's terrible, once things are good, this can actually help us win in the future. So let's put a business mindset to this, and let's actually make it so that it's sustainable forever. And that's why the whole concept of Content Day came in. And the Content Day, the actual content itself, is making sure that we optimize for the videos, making sure that the scripts are relevant to the masses, which is a thing that we didn't do before. We tried to get high level, we tried to sound too smart, we tried to talk to, I don't know who, instead of talking to the average buyer and seller. Because those are the people that are watching the videos, right? Those are the people that actually need the help. Being big enough so they see it, and then creating the back end of this, a follow-up campaign, creating the back end of this, a call to action that's easy to follow, just really, really systematizing this.
Look, the amount of scars that we accumulated on our journey and the amount of mistakes we made, everybody, and I'll call myself out, right? I'll call out my generation, certainly. Our view on social media, like, you're just better at social media than I am. And you're better at social media than I am because it has been in your life in a big way for a very, very, very long time. And most people's social media game on the real estate side of thing is, here's my new listing.
Right.
And it's terrible. That is a terrible, that is not a strategy. Okay? I'm not saying you should never post your new listings. It's fine. But you're not going to make money off of it if you're not learning the lessons that we had to learn along the way, right? Like, there's a certain way to write the scripts that just works better than all the other ways.
It's funny, I was teaching a class yesterday, and I was telling people, like, part of the class, one of the slides, because it's C class, you have to follow the slides. One of the slides was like where to get the numbers, the market stats and all that. And I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm going to skip this because I know that everybody in this room gets the stats. And you know why I know this? Because everybody, every single month, posts the stats on Facebook and goes, bye. Like, who here knows what a seller market is or what buyers? Nobody knows. But you all post the stats that this is this month of inventory and this month. Like, learn the shit that you're posting.
Yeah.
So to your point, yes, it's not about just posting, but it is about quantity. It is about what you're posting.
And quantity more than quality.
Quantity more than quality.
That's a real, that's like a real punchline here. Quantity surpasses quality. Quality should not be ignored. But if I'm picking between quality and quantity, in this market, it's quantity all day long.
Well, Alex Ramosi says the story of the two students, the students that were divided in two groups in art class to make the clay, to work on clay, right? To make like a vase.
Ceramics, yeah.
Ceramics. To make a vase. How do you say
Vase.
it? To make a vase. And one group of students were like, okay, you need to do the most perfect vase by the end of the semester or by the end of the year. And the other student was, you need to do the most you can, like as many as you can, the highest number of them. And at the end of the year, the ones that were given the task of doing the highest number of them were also the ones that did the best one, because through quantity, they started developing the skills to do them right.
And get better.
And this is the exact same thing that we've seen. Now, we have cracked a couple of codes throughout this process after fucking up a lot, right? Yeah. Number one is the anatomy of the videos. And again, guys, this is something that, by the way, I'm just going to throw it out there. This is a package that now we have, that we sell to people, that we already have the people doing it for us. We might as well share it with our people.
Absolutely.
And,
the editing services, everything.
Because that's what I was starting to talk about. We started trying to do this and we start talking about quantity. It becomes very expensive. And the services that only focus on this are crazy expensive.
And doing it yourself is impossible.
It's crazy expensive if you're good at anything else other than this, because you're taking away hours of your time, and it's tedious. And honestly, when I used to do this myself, I would do it even worse because it was just so dragging that I wouldn't do it right. So we develop a solution for our business partners, really, for our realtors and for our fellow loan officers, for them to not have to spend a lot of money on this and get the editing, get the classes, get the how-tos, get the scripts every single month, gets all of it. But we'll get to that in a second. My point with this was, we have the scripts and we have developed the way that you need to do the script, which is, like I said, a big enough hook that has to be business related, something that's gonna make the person stop what they're doing and pay attention, whether they like it or not. An offer that's so good you can't say no to. It's like me stopping next to you and telling you, hey, you have a flat tire. You, as annoyed as you are, as much in a hurry as you are, you have to stop now and look at your freaking tire, right?
Of course.
So we have to give a big hook immediately. Then we need to deliver what we're talking about. Give away a reward for watching that video, and then a call to action. The call to action is important because the call to action needs to be simple and it needs to be straight to the point, and it cannot be something that's up to the listener to do or up to the listener to interpret. It needs to be something like, if I'm talking about how to get a 4% rate in this market, the call to action needs to be comment with the number 4 for more information. That's it. I'm not asking you to call me, to text me, to DM me, to follow me, to anything like that. Just comment with the number 4, the lowest barrier of entry.
Look, there's a reason why news organizations, print information at a second grade reading level. And we need to have that exact same mindset. So the anatomy of the video is super critical. But the other thing that is pitifully ignored in social media, even by marketing companies, pitifully,
that's a nice word,
is how to monetize this.
Yeah.
It is insane to me. I remember I was on the phone with my SEO company, okay, and I was spending $6,500 a month on my website. By the way, I just picked up another deal for the website.
Boom.
But I remember the guy telling me how many visitors he was getting to my site. And I'm like, bro, if you send 8 people a month to my website and 6 of them get a mortgage from me, I will pay you for the rest of my life. If you send 20,000 people to my website and nobody gets a mortgage from me, I'm down $78,000 a year.
Yeah.
Like, that's just math.
Yeah.
And that people talk about likes and views on social media.
Which we have them.
Yeah, which is great. But I've never made a dime off a like. I've never made a dime off a view. But when we start looking at comments, saves, and shares, that's where the money is. And talk about that.
It's not just looking at those things, but look, I always talk to realtors about this. If they did an open house and 100 people show up to their open house, they will be ecstatic. They will be making backflips. They will be thinking that this is the best open house they've ever did.
Bragging about it forever.
Yeah, but if they do a video and 300 people watch the video, they think it flops, right? If 7 people, 20 people, 50 people like a video, they think it flops. Well, that's the wrong way to see it, especially if what you're talking about, which is the case with our scripts, it's about business. It's about buying, selling, refinancing house. Why? Because the way I see it is, if somebody is on their couch, watching TV, hanging out, doing whatever that's really not work, and they take the time to stop and watch a freaking real estate video and like it or comment on it, they are raising their hand saying, hey, I think this is interesting. I think buying or selling or refinancing is interesting. And what do? We just ignore it. That's so stupid. Instead of going like, oh, you think it's interesting? You thought those 30 seconds were interesting? I'm going to blow your mind with the shit that I can tell you elsewhere, with the shit that I can tell you about what you can do after you take these steps. And that's where people miss out big time. 2 things. 1, they ignore it. And number 2, the ones that don't ignore it, they go for the kill. It's like they're on the first date and they're trying to ask the girl to marry them immediately. Like, take it easy, guy. Like, let's try to prolong the conversation. Why? Because to me, it's simple. You take the conversation from the social media, open, the comment, the like, that's public. You try to take it to the DM, right? Which is private. Hey, you like the thing about the seller buyer that I was talking about? That's interesting. I just want to let you know, it doesn't work for an investment property. It's very important for you to know this. But by the way, this other strategy. Have you heard about this? You want to prolong the conversation. After you take that conversation,
by providing value and more knowledge,
just more information.
Yeah.
You're just continuing to show off that you can help this person. After you help this person again, then the next goal from prolonging the conversation in the DM section, you want to prolong this conversation now on your phone, whether it's on a phone call or on a text message. That's the stages that you need to get through, right? You go from public to private to actual phone, normal stuff. And that's how you actually close these deals. The beauty with this is there's chatbots right now, there's artificial intelligence, but at the end of the day, make sure that you're following up with everybody that you can identify that interacted with your freaking video.
Look, you do a video and you have, 20 shares and 50 saves. Like, I don't know that this is talked about enough. What that means is 20 people said, oh shit, I know so-and-so. they're thinking about buying or selling or refinancing a house. Let me send this video to them, it will help them. And 50 people said, I need this information, I just don't need it today, so I'm gonna save it. The saves and the shares are actual leads, like literal actual
Dude,
leads.
the likes are leads.
Yeah.
Like, people ignore the likes. It's crazy to me. Like, you're liking a video about taxes. Like, how you're either really bored or interested. I choose interested.
Right.
Choose interested. So anyways, so the beauty with this is not everybody knows how to do it. And I believe that the united message is better. So what we created is every single month, we put anywhere from 10 to 15 new scripts. These scripts are tailored for the real estate industry, real estate and mortgage industry. In addition to the scripts, by the way, we have the scripts in Spanish too, because yo hablo español and
Yo como manzanas.
there you go. So we have them in Spanish too.
Go Duolingo.
So the first barrier is, what the hell do I say? Done. The scripts tell you what to say. The second barrier is, okay, now I know how to say it. What the hell do I do with the video? No problem. We do the editing too. We provide all the editing. The third barrier is, okay, I know what to say. I know how to edit. How do I post it? We have exactly the descriptions, the hashtags, everything on how to post it. And then the last one is, how do I follow up with people? Well, in the majority of those videos, there's going to be a call to action that tells them, hey, if you comment with the number 4, I'm going to give you more information. That information is also provided. So you get the scripts, you get the descriptions, and you get the follow-up that you need to send everybody that watches that video. And by the way, you also get the editing. And in some cases, if you really don't want to have to do absolutely anything other than record, we even post for you. Why? Because that's what we're doing for ourselves, and that's giving us a lot of value and a lot of value to our clients.
And let's talk about the efficiency of this, Ed, because when you and I were building this, that was our concern, right?
Yes,
because look,
big time.
Where these things come off the track is time. Because like you said, it starts working, you get busy, and shit, I'm not getting it done. We designed this in such a way that you could spend an hour a month and have almost one video posted every single business.
Well, let's talk about this. You and I, realistically, we spend an hour and a half a week on this.
Yes.
An hour and a half a week. But between you and I, we have 5 people that are active in our team doing this. And all 5 people have 2 different posting on every single platform every single day.
Yeah.
And that's through an hour and a half of work a week. Now, if you don't have it, so again, if you're a team leader, think about this. If you're a team leader, or if you're trying to recruit people, because we haven't talked about the external benefits of this.
Sure.
But if you're a team leader and you're trying to recruit people, or you want to have those realtor retention here, especially with all the shit that's happening to the real estate industry right now, how powerful for you to go, okay, we're gonna spend together as a team 1 hour a week, and we're gonna flood social media with 2 posts every single day on every single platform with all of our stuff. We're gonna own our area. It's a powerful thing.
It's a powerful thing, and if you have, and you should, your branding and stuff in the back, like you're standing in front of your branding, whatever, when you're recording the videos, the branding component of it is huge.
It's huge.
Absolutely huge. So, we gotta look. We talked about it in our last episode about like how to thrive, with the settlement thing, and the social media videos are a necessity. Agents need to communicate their value now more than ever. This is for a very small amount of money each month. This is a way that just solves that problem completely.
And that's what we're providing. Editing, what to say, and by the way, you get a whole class behind it. And look, like we're saying, the interesting thing about this is we're getting contracts from it, which is great. But in addition to getting contracts, we're getting recruits from this. We're getting big opportunities for speaking. We're getting big opportunities to create some corporate relationships, build their relationships. Like the relationship building that have been established through this have been very, very powerful. I told you, right now, even with people that aren't necessarily following me in social media, sometimes they come to my office and they go, hey, I heard so-and-so lender saying this. I pull up my phone and I go, hey, look at this. This is your lender saying this too. But, this doesn't apply to your situation. This is what applies to your situation. And they go, oh, okay. Like, it's not like they're teaching me something, or they don't think that I don't know something. No, I am that person on the phone telling them the same thing. It just doesn't happen to apply to them. Like, it's used in so many, it's been so awesome in so many ways, man.
You know, what's been, I don't know what your answer is, but the most interesting thing to me, like I sit back and think about sometimes the benefits that I expected from Content Day all happened, which is more business, more, freed up my time, consistency, blah, 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 all important stuff. But I sit back sometimes and think about the benefits I never saw coming in a million years. And the recruiting.
Yeah, big time.
Bro, I mean, we had a recruit that we've hired that was deciding between us and one of the biggest lenders in America. And ultimately she said, your social media game shows me that you guys are the team that I want to be with. And I got a call from the person who taught me the business. Shout out to Chris if you're listening. And, he's in the later part of his career, and he called me up. He goes, you know what, Scott? I think we got to do something together this year, man, because I look around at the way everybody's doing this. And you're playing the game the way it needs to be played nowadays. And he doesn't know what he's saying, but what he's saying is Content Day.
Right.
So the recruiting piece of this has been the most surprising to me. What about you?
Well, what I'm telling you, I think the cool thing that I've been able to use this for is being the outside of social things. Things like people wanting me to speak. Things like me talking to somebody else and going, oh yeah, I follow you already. And in my opinion, one of the weirdest things was when somebody was telling me, hey, I heard this lender saying this, did you know about it? And me being able to pull my video saying the exact same thing or saying something similar, going, well, look at this lender saying this and it just doesn't work for you. And her just going like, okay, he knows. That was cool because come on, like he knows it's just a video on my phone. Like,
you know what else is interesting though? The scripts. I learn from the scripts.
yeah.
I find myself regurgitating the scripts in my day-to-day conversations.
Yeah.
And that's something else like, and I'm sure this applies more to me than you, right? But when you're doing something as long as I have, you learn because you don't know shit. And then one day, learning becomes less prioritized for you. Not that you feel like you've learned everything, but you feel like that's no longer should be at the top of your priority list. And I stopped looking at the mortgage guidelines. And then what ends up happening is my team around me goes, wait, did you think about this? And I go, you can't do that. And they go, yeah, you can. That guideline changed 6 months ago. That guideline changed last week.
Right.
So keeping the scripts and doing the videos forces you to stay on the cutting edge of the knowledge and the industry and everything else.
I think that's interesting because to me, yes, I learned a lot about the scripts and when we're putting the scripts together and all that. To me, what's been really, really useful in my day-to-day is the delivery of the scripts. Because when we're putting the scripts together, the biggest challenge, if you will, is how can I take a concept that's difficult in theory, 1031 exchanges, very high level tax stuff, or structuring deals, or like what's a listing presentation, or the biggest mistakes that you can make as when you're selling your house, things like that. How can I compress them into 30 seconds? Because we're always trying to make them, short. And how can I simplify them? And honestly, that's what people want. Like when you're talking to clients, like you want to be able to say something in a way that's digestible and understandable for people. And that's been really cool. It's been cool to kind of like make sure that I can explain things in an easy way for people. So, okay, now there's a little bonus here. The bonus is if you're a broker, if you're a team leader and you're trying to recruit, part of the Content Day, and this is just part of the deal, you also get what we call the Content Day event. Well, actually, we don't even know what to call it. It's a workshop, it's an event, it's a class, it's Superman. We don't know. The Content Day event, you get the class itself, which is a 20-minute class with slides on what you can expect during the Content Day event. And then after that is 60 minutes of recording with 3 different stations. You have your team in each station, and you can invite agents, which works as a social event too, and you record with those agents. Now, if you're a broker listening to this or a lender listening to this, this is freaking awesome, because think about it. In an hour and a half, you get to invite anywhere from 6 to 25 other agents that you want to recruit or you want to work with. Okay, you have some mimosas, so people are relaxed.
Mimosas are key.
The mimosas are definitely key. People are relaxed, people are having fun, and you record 60, 80, 100 videos with them. The beauty is you have the background, it's your logo in the background, so that works as free marketing for you. Every single video you're getting in front of their audience, or your logo and your marketing is getting in front of the audience, and you get to invite them to the event, you get to do the event with them, and for the month after the event, every single time that you post a video where they're on, you get to tell them, hey, we posted the video. You get to tag them as a collaborator. You get to send them a message. Every time that somebody likes that video, you get to say, hey, this person liked the video. Did you follow up with them? Like, it's a perpetual follow-up campaign by giving value. And what better pitch than saying, hey, I'm the broker for so-and-so company. I'm inviting the top 15 agents in town to do some videos with us. We're going to provide the scripts. We're going to provide mimosas. We're going to edit, and we're going to post for you. Like, I'm sorry. Who says no to that?
Yeah. And compare that to what you're saying now.
Yeah, exactly. Do videos, guys. Hey, team, do videos.
Well, look, I was helping one of our customers today hold a content day. I promised him, because we're good friends, I promised him I would kind of hold his hand for the first couple. I did the first half today, and he did the second half. But
cool. I didn't know that.
But while we were there, just the door opened. This guy and his daughter walks in. And my buddy was like, hey, can I help you? And he goes, I'm a real estate agent. This is my daughter. She just got licensed. We're shopping around for a place for her to hang her license. And he walked in on content day.
Oh, what a great
time.
They
talk for a minute or two. And then the guy with his daughter looks around and goes, what's going on here?
Right.
And Rick goes, this is actually one of the benefits of working here. Come into my office. Let me explain how everything works. Bro, so strong. And then I was talking to that guy, Mark, today. He had his first video posted. He already got 2 prospects from it.
Look at that.
It's just, it's
crazy how that happened.
Bro, it's so interesting, right? And look, so let's debunk a couple of the fears.
All right.
Okay? So
talk about it.
I say this all the time.
Deal with it.
Yeah. If you don't like the way you look on camera, here's the tip. That's actually what you look like. So just move on.
People are already watching.
Yeah. If people don't like the way they sound on camera.
Or do what we do. Have a podcast.
Yeah. If you don't like the way you sound on video, that's what you sound like. Okay. But here's the other thing that's interesting. Bro, we've done some shoots, some recordings with agents that were train wrecks.
Train wrecks.
Yeah,
we keep them in our phones. We have the Hall of Fame of train wrecks.
But the finished product, Sandra today at the content day said, I was such a mess last month. I'm like, you did fine. Yeah, you were. And she's like, no, I was a disaster last month. I said, okay. She goes, how the hell did you make me look so good in the videos? I'm like, it's amazing what you could do with a good editor, right? With a good editing team. So look, you don't have to be this, this wizard, right? We've done, up in Crystal River, we did a content day. The lady was, 86 years old or something like that? Never did a video, didn't have an Instagram account, and
she's still with us.
Bro, yeah, her video's good. So, so look, you don't, we have worked so hard to make the barrier of entry 0.
That's right. Scripts are easy. Guys, give it a shot. By the way, if you're anywhere in Southwest Florida, come to one of our content days. We do one a month for free. We only allow up to 15 agents to those. But check them out. They're fun. They're nice. We have a good time. At the very least, you're gonna get some great content and some mimosas for free.
And we'll leave a link to the calendar in the.
We'll leave a link to the calendar, and Guys, try it out. We have editing packages. If you all you want to do is editing and you want to struggle on your own, that's fine. And look, if you want to get the whole deal, and what is it that Hormozy says? If you want to get the lessons without the scars,
Yeah.
make sure that you sign up for the actual content day, because not only you get the actual editing, but you get everything. And we have a package that's unlimited videos.
Yeah.
Unlimited videos.
So look, we have a $2.99 a month package. We have a $3.99 a month package, and we have a $6.99 a month package. The $6.99 a month package is the one with unlimited videos.
And we post for you.
And we post for you. And then
And
we
the
have,
other one is 4 a week. Like,
Yeah,
it's a lot of videos.
yeah, and then we have, if you want to do everything else yourself for some reason, we have editing packages. Because, bro, we've built out a good editing team, but when we were paying per video,
It's
bro, it's
expensive.
big money, man.
It's
It's
so
either
expensive.
big money or terrible.
Yeah.
Those are the options.
Or both.
Yeah, or both.
I
Or
had both for a while.
You did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
So look, go to contentday.ai, which is a tough thing to give people in a podcast because they're driving around listening to us, but contentday.ai, and we'll leave a link to that in the show notes as well. And check it out and share this episode around, man. Look, with everything going on in this industry, we need to band together and we need to lift each other up. And I can't think of a better way to be lifted up than by helping everybody just simply do more content.
Check out our videos. Edgardo.Balentine, which should be super easy for you to write. And even easier was yours, Scott DiGregorio. That's it. Look it up on Instagram. You're going to watch our videos there. And we'll put the link in the description.
Yeah, we'll drop all the links in the description, guys. So look, that's what we have for you. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Otherwise, we will look forward to editing your videos.
Look better on camera. Stop wasting money on your editing and start getting into contentday.ai.
See you in 2 weeks, everybody.
Boom.
Well, thank you guys for listening. And now it's your turn to implement everything you learned today.
Look, you have a question, you have a topic for a future episode?
Share with us.
Yeah, tell us what you're doing. What are you doing today so you could be successful tomorrow? Send us an email at success@realestateoftomorrow.com.
And don't forget to leave us a review, an honest review.
Screw an honest review. Leave us a 5-star review. And for every 5-star review we get, we're going to send you a badass real estate meme t-shirt.
Those shirts are hilarious.
See ya.